of you that are Illustrator lovers, this is Project Neo by Inigo Quiles.
Ooh, it's a fun name.
Hello. So I have been asked to create a design for a basketball court in isometric style for the client, for a website of a client. So this is a last-minute request, and I don't have much time, so I better start working on it right away. So I jump to Illustrator, I bring up an isometric grid, and I put some 3D shapes on top to trace over. Is this a workflow that any of you have done anytime? Well, this is how far I have made it in 5 minutes. It's not too much. My windows are not 3D yet, and the perspective feels a bit off as well. As you know, this is difficult and tedious work. So at this rate, I'm going to be missing both the deadline and also dinner with my family. So instead, I jump into Project Neo, which is our new brand tool running on the web completely, where you can put 3D shapes together very easily. So let me show you. I can bring a shape like this, enlarge it, and even round the corners, just as you know how to do. I can also open a hole in it. And now let me bring another shape that I will stretch like so, make larger. And now I'm going to put it in subtractive mode, which means it's going to carve out from the other shape, like this. Oh, sorry for that. Like this. Shaky hands. All right. I'm going to now make the ceiling for this object. I'm going to make it red, and for that, I'm going to, oh, sorry again. I'm going to stretch this shape, make it red, and now I'm going to put it in color mode, which means that this shape is going to be tinting any other shape that it overlaps, like this. Thank you. Now, this is something you could have done in Illustrator, perhaps, maybe not as fast as with Project Neo, but look at the following. I can also bring another shape. I'm going to push it there, bring it up, and actually let me zoom in so we can see what's going on in there. All right. That's going to be it. Sorry for that again. All right. I'm going to make it now subtractive, so I can carve out a window of any depth that I want, super easily. When I'm happy with it, I can go and create many more windows, just like that.
Ooh.
And since I'm at it, I'm going to round the top corners to make it more stylish. All right. Yeah, you might clap. Thank you.
Yeah. Give it up for him. Why not?
So now let me fast forward about 15 minutes or so to see how far I have made it. So you will see a lot of details, a lot of objects in here, but all I have done is bring in more boxes, rounding the corners, making some of them subtractive, some of them putting them in color mode. But the design is not done yet. The concept art had some trees in them, so let's create some trees. I will bring that cylinder that I just created and place it somewhere there, and let's make it brown. OK, that will work. I'm going to bring now a sphere and put it on top of the cylinder. And let me make it green. All right, great. Now I will duplicate that sphere, bring it up, make it smaller. And now these are two different spheres. But something I can ask Neo to do is to blend them together, like so. This way I can create a very smooth and organic forms. And it's also a lot of fun to play with. It's actually maybe too much fun, so let's stop there. And let me copy this happy little tree. Oh, sorry for that. Control D. There we go. Oh, OK. I will do it one at a time. No problem. I'm going to stretch this sphere so both trees don't look the same. And this is pretty much my final design. So I'm going to frame it. And while I have been able to do this super rapidly in Neo, I'm still going to send this design to Illustrator to do what Illustrator does best. So let me send it there. It might take a couple of seconds. But when done, I can open it. All right. And here it is. Now, the great thing here is that all of this is vectors. So we can change the stroking, we can play with the shapes, or do anything we want. Now, before I send this to the client, because I know this client, I know I should prepare a few variations of this design. Something I can play with very easily in Neo is the direction of all these shadows. This is done without me having to retrace all the shadows. So I'm saving a lot of weeks of work here. And Neo is computing all the masking and doing all the recoloring for me. Actually, I feel so empowered to try different variations that I'm going to explore different viewpoints and different perspectives as well. So in a matter of minutes, I got my design done, sent it to the client, and now I'm ready to drive home and go prepare that delicious dinner with my family. Thank you.
Thank you, Inigo. Glad he gets dinner. I mean, this is cool because being able to go from 3D to Illustrator, having the shadows, like the perspective is what blows me away. Being able to shift that a little bit, it's really, really cool. I mean, it's time consuming to make some of that 3D, and then if a client comes back to you and like asks you to change the whole thing, go back
like,
into 3D.
I did a really good job. And a lot of times they don't get that, you know?
I do, I get that,
You know.
yeah.
And now he's going to be able to make like 30 of these, and the guy's like, all right, enough options.
I'm sure a lot of people will get that, right? Yeah. Thank you, Inigo. Let's
Thank
hear it one
you.
more time.
Great job.